Hello book lovers and welcome to Book Talk Radio Club. My name is Claire Harris and today I'm talking to Romy Fuchs. Romy is the mother of the late Romy Fuchs, a highly talented children's author, painter and photographer. Romy unfortunately passed away at the age of 22. She had a special love for children and volunteered for a long time with refugee children in South Tel Aviv, Israel, helping them with everything they needed, from assisting them with homework to going with them to the beach. Children loved her very much, and her dream was to write children's books and publish them. She also planned to lead storytime book readings for children. Romy's book, There Is No One Like You, was published in October 2020. Hello, Romy. First of all, welcome, and thank you for coming to talk to me on Book Talk Radio Club.
Thank you very much, Claire, for this opportunity.
My pleasure.
I really appreciate it.
There Is No One Like You strives to teach children about the different forest animals and show them that every living being has its own unique qualities that make it one of a kind. I love that. What was the thinking behind Romy's decision to write about this subject?
So, Romy was very unique. She was a complete non-conformist, and she was a very authentic person. And since she was very sensitive to her environment and to everybody, I think that she felt that she needs to transfer a message to the world about acceptance of others, even if they are different from us. I think that her message was that every one of us has something that he is good at.
Absolutely.
And we should look at the positive things in each other, because we are very judgmental and we tend to be to criticize each other, and let's go at the positive things. And this, I think, was a message. This will make our world a better place to live in.
I think that's very admirable. I really do. The book is written in rhyme. Orit, would you like to read a couple of lines or so for us?
Yeah. So I when I was a child, I grew up for several years. I lived in Africa.
Okay.
And since then, I love animals in general, butterflies and so on, but especially monkeys. So I chose to read the page of the monkey in Romy's book. So I read several lines. First, the monkey cried out, laughing and jumping about. Then he said, with a twist of his tail, "A strong tail as mine just cannot fail. It swings from one branch to another, climbing higher than any other. In a swift moment, I'm up in the sky. Look at me go, just see me fly." The animals laughed. "He'll touch the moon," the monkey grinned. "I will reach it soon." And if it's okay with you, I'll read the message of Romy's book, which is, I think, the most important thing in her book.
Absolutely.
Each was great in its own special way, and that's all mattered in the end of the day.
Yep, that's a good message. That's a very good message.
Yeah.
So what age group is the book aimed at?
So the group age is for 2 to 7, but actually I think that it's good for all of us, because it's the message speaks to all people at any age. So it's something that I think that could be good for all ages.
I love the illustrations on the front cover. Did Romy do those?
No, actually, although Romy was very talented and she drew really beautifully, the illustrations were done by a young talented illustrator named Abira Das. And Romy actually said that she would like to let somebody else to make the illustrations. And from the reactions that we receive from children and from the people that buy the book, like grandmothers that buy the book for their grandchildren, or even adults, they love that it's so colorful and so lively and so happy, actually.
Yeah, they're really beautiful illustrations. They're lovely. and they really complement the wording.
Mm-hmm.
So please carry on.
Yeah, I think that I hope that the Romy that was very perfectionist and so on, I hope that she would have loved it, because we really do.
Oh, that's
we really love it.
So Romy was born on October 25th, 1996. She was a bright girl and loved to read, and at the age of 6, she read the second Harry Potter book by herself in English, which was not her native language. That's amazing. Tell us a bit more about Romy growing up. What else did she enjoy reading?
So Romy was, she really loved books since she was really, really young, and she loved intelligent books. She was, let's say that if she saw me reading something which is not proper, she would tell me something about it. And when you sent me, before our interview, I went to Romy's library to look a bit more at the books that she read, and I was really amazed from the richness and from the diversity. And most of the books that she read were really, astonishing. Most of them are in English, and you can find the classic authors like Lev Tolstoy that wrote Anna Karenina and War and Peace. She loved to read Dostoevsky, Crime and Punishment, and The Idiot. She loved philosophers like Immanuel Kant and Nietzsche. She also loved novels and fictions like Narnia and Charles Dickens and many other books that were really the best books that we have. Books of James Dashner, The Maze Runner, which were also the movies she loved.
Amazing.
Yeah. And since she was really good also, not only in literature, she also, I found university books that she borrowed from the library, or she bought them, of biology, physics, chemistry, mathematics, and also even poetry. So it was really amazing to see the diversity and how rich was her library.
She also loved children very much, and she could sit for hours patiently and talk, laugh, and play with them, and paint with them. She volunteered for a long time with refugee children in South Tel Aviv. What did that involve?
So it was very important for Romy to do. She really loved it. She loved kids in general, but especially she felt a pity for these refugee kids, and she felt that she needs to do something. And she found this place that they came after school, and she in the neighborhood that she lived in south of Tel Aviv, and then she had them with homework and read stories for them, and even went to the beach with them. But sometimes she felt really pity for them, that they were really poor and that they didn't have money. And she saw that they didn't have shoes, or the clothes were torn or something. And she came to me and asked for money for this. And I felt so proud that my daughter is so sensitive and sees that, and she wants to do that for them. And I gave to her, of course, happily. And she bought it for them. And this is what she could do for them.
Romy passed away on August 25th, 2018, her 22nd birthday. When Romy died, you decided to donate her organs, understanding and confident that this was Romy's wish, as she loved human beings no matter what their colour, race or gender. Her organs saved the lives of 4 people. I think that's such a beautiful gift, the gift of life. I can't imagine that. It must have been such a hard decision for you.
It was very difficult to grasp the fact that, because Romy was so brilliant, so we couldn't believe that such brilliant brain does not function anymore.
Yeah.
Because you see her there lying in bed in the hospital, and it seems like she's sleeping, and in any moment she can wake up, and it seems like everything is working perfectly. The heart, the lungs, kidneys, everything you can see on the screen in the hospital. And then and she's warm. You touch her, and the body's still warm. So it makes you feel like she's just sleeping.
Sure.
But then you understand that it's not. The fact is that she doesn't live anymore.
Yeah.
And it might surprise you if I tell you that the decision of the donation of Romy's organs was not difficult for us, because we wanted something from her staying alive. And the second reason was that we were really sure that if Romy could decide about it, this was her decision. And since she was so empathic, and especially to the weak or sick people in society, we thought that this is actually the best way to continue Romy's way, and giving to others the best thing that we can give, and being generous like she was. And we are in touch with some of the people that got Romy's organs, and they are really, really grateful for this gift that they got of life. And they celebrate their birthday actually on the second birthday, at the day they got the donation.
That's absolutely beautiful. Really beautiful. So why did you decide to publish There Is No One Like You the 4 years after Romy's passing?
It's 3 years now, but we published it 2 years ago.
Oh, I beg your pardon.
Last year, a year ago.
Yeah.
It took us a long time, because we knew, Romy told us about it, that she wrote a children's book, and she really talked about it seriously, that she wants to publish it, and she wants to, but when she passed away, we couldn't find it. We didn't know where it is. So it took us a long time to find it.
Right.
We asked friends, and we asked maybe someone, she sent it to someone, or maybe someone knows about it, some of her friends. And finally, when we looked at her computer, we managed to find it. And then we found an agency, because we are not authors, we're not writing or something. So we looked for an agency that will assist us to publish the book.
Right.
And we decided that since we found it, and Romy really said that she wanted to publish it, that we must fulfill her wish.
Yes.
And I think it's the best way to memorize her. We thought that if we did, let's say, something else, publish a book with her paintings or writing about her, it would be different. Publishing such a book, it's really transferring the message and reflecting of how Romy was.
I think that's lovely. And it's also a very good idea. It must have been painful, though, to publish the book, or did you find it cathartic?
It took me a while, it was very painful to touch it and to do it. This is why it took me some while to do it. But then when we started working with the agency that we took of Penny Carmy, that is an expert publisher in Amazon, so I really enjoyed the process and learning about a new field that it was totally new for me. Everything was new. I didn't know how it works. I didn't think that it's so difficult to publish a book, and how much it takes. That you need good translators, that you need good illustrators, that you need so many things to work together. And we had really a great children's book author that accompanied us, Sigal Adler, and she really accompanied us through the whole process. She was connecting us to all the people that we needed, and she took care of everything. And I'm like Romy, I'm very looking into the details, and even every color was very important to me. You must know it as an author. It's like a baby.
Sure.
And when we finally got it the printed book, we felt so high and excited, as if a new baby was born to us, and it was really heartwarming and to tears, really. And we were really proud that we managed to fulfill her wish.
I think that's wonderful, just wonderful. What are your most treasured memories of Romy?
So we have so many, because Romy was really, if you knew her, you know, she was so talented, and she was fearless. So she did so many things during her short life. She painted beautifully and wrote short stories. And some of them we still could have. Romy loved her young brother Yarden very much, and she treated him as if he was her son since he was born. And they loved watching together a TV series named Adventure Time. I don't know if you know it, but it's really nice. It's comics, a very intelligent one.
Mm-hmm.
And the song from there, I don't know if you can, we can, because of authors' rights and so on, I cannot maybe, you can listen to it later, but it's really a nice song. And Yarden planned to surprise Romy for her 22nd birthday and play it to her on his guitar and sing it to her.
Oh.
But unfortunately, Romy passed away before.
Oh.
But Yarden insisted to make it, and in her funeral, he played for her and sang for her, and we all sang for her. And we put 2 lines from the song on Romy's gravestone. I'll be here for you always, and always be with you. And this is how we feel, that she's always with us in our heart, and she's in everything we do. She's with us all the time.
Of course.
And yeah, and some of the things that I can tell about Romy, that she was very generous, and she loved hosting friends. You know, during weekends, she used to bring friends to sleep over or to have dinner or something. But there was one time that one of her friends told us that she didn't have money and place to live for a few months, you know, not for a week or a few days. And it's really something special. It's not happening every day. And Romy let her sleep with her. She had 1-bedroom student's room. And then the friend wanted to pay her or something, and Romy really refused to take money from her. So this is something that really touched us. She was very compassionate, and one of her friends was really sick and was hospitalized with anorexia. And Romy visited her and accompanied her and took care of her and really supported her along all this time until she recovered. She even asked me to speak with her mother and tell her and support her, the mother, because she knew that it's really difficult. So it was really nice to see how she can support others. She was very modest, you know. She won several prizes when she was very young. She was 14 only, in the 9th grade, and she won the first place in a short stories competition. And she didn't tell us anything, you know, only after she died, you know. The teacher told us and brought us the prize, and we were amazed that she never told us. And we saw there that it was really a competition of many people, and she was only 14. It was really nice to see. And another prize that she won was on a project she did about the Holocaust. It was in the 10th grade. And she was really shy, and she didn't want to go to the ceremony. She didn't like ceremonies and so on, but the teacher said, you know, it's a lot of money. If you don't show up, you don't get the prize. So then she came. But if it wasn't for the prize and they didn't tell her to come, she would have preferred, to keep it to herself. She didn't do it for the prize. Romy also tattooed people, and she made a tattoo to her friend Danielle. The same tattoo I have actually after Romy passed away. So we went to Danielle and we chose some of because she had on her body she had a lot of tattoos. So we chose. My husband chose the first one of a fish, and I chose another one, which I think it shows like yin and yang. And she told us, the friend, that she's very talented and she studied in a very well-known place, but you know how talented artists are, they usually don't know what to do with it. And she said that Romy actually encouraged her to learn to do tattoos, and she told her, you can do it, you're really good. And she said that thanks to Romy, she's now tattooing, she has her own place, and then Danielle offered actually that she will help us with the design of Romy's gravestone, and she painted some of the tattoos that were on Romy's body, and some of the paintings that actually Romy did of flowers. So we have it on the gravestone. It's very beautiful. So it's actually a nice memory that we have of her. She used to model for painters and for photographers and sculptures. So luckily we have, I cannot show you, I wanted actually to show you some nice paintings that we got, that other people painted her, really beautiful paintings. And we have them here. So it's really a nice memory from the painters of her, beautiful paintings. And also we have paintings that Romy painted, and they're really beautiful. She was a free spirit, unexpected, and she was in many fields. She was ahead of her time. And so if she lived now in the Corona time, when we think about all the things that we stopped shopping like we used to do, she was like, she thought about it even, years ago.
Yeah.
That the consumption culture, she really hated it. She was always against it, and she was buying like second-hand clothes, for example, even though we can afford, I always told her, I can buy you new shoes, new clothes, but she didn't. She insisted on buying second-hand clothes. So it was something that was really special to see. She loved pets so much, especially cats. She adopted. She insisted on adopting. She would never buy a dog or a cat. She always adopted them. And the last one, she called him Yarden, after her brother. And when I asked her, I was amazed. How come you call your cat after your brother's name? She said, it shows you how much I love Yarden, how much I love my brother, and how much I love cats. So it's really special. It's something that was really Romy. She was a skilled horseback rider. She was riding since the age of 7. We really loved watching her because she was riding so nice, jumping with the horse. It was so something elegant, even though she didn't like clothes, for example, but still she was so elegant and did it really nicely, riding with the horse. And we are still in touch with her coach, Rifat, until today. So we have so many memories from Romy, because she was a child. Since she was a child, actually, we never have. We spoke about about it. We always speak about it, but that we never had a dull moment with her.
Mm.
And now it's so quiet without her. And she left a huge void, and we really miss her so much.
There Is No One Like You is already receiving some wonderful reviews, including a lovely story which, simple as it seems, conveys a vital message to all children in our age. And this book shows that everyone is unique in their own way. Very beautiful, vibrant illustrations. Love the rhymes. Also, the message of living things being unique and possessing valuable qualities is gentle, yet the book opens the door to more personal and direct conversations. Alright, where can Book Talk Radio Club's listeners purchase There Is No One Like You?
So they can buy it in Amazon, in English and in Hebrew, in softcover. And actually in Israel, they can buy it from us in Hebrew with hardcover.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Orit. That was so interesting, and it was lovely to hear about her, hear about Romy and her book. And thank you, everyone, for listening to Book Talk Radio Club. Lovely to talk to you.
Thank you very much, Claire, for that
My pleasure.
opportunity.
My pleasure.